Yes, sorry, I had to start the record. I couldn't get. So, responding to the market on our day two costing and pricing workshop. Responding to the market, let's look at how we can respond to the market. So responding to the market is all about pricing for the right market. Knowing your cost is step one, and knowing your market is step two. So you don't price in isolation, meaning that you do your market research. You have to know what are your competitors pricing their products. You price in response to the market. What can the market be able to bear? That's very important. You don't just price and say, okay, I've bought a wool, I've done my costing and pricing doing a specific hat that is crochet, and my pricing has been calculated up to 150, let's say 150 for retail. So it doesn't mean that you can now just go to the market and put it out there and say, this is it, I'm ready to sell. So there's a lot, because at the end of the day, you have to respond to the market. You have to be competitive. And the other thing, you have to make sure your product is in the right place. So, what is the market exactly when you talk about the market? When you talk about the market, you are talking about the people who are buying your products. You are talking even about the environment where you sell. Is either online or in markets or in boutique. And it also include your competitor. So that's the market that we actually look at. So, so in all the spaces that you may choose to sell your products, your price must make sense. Your prices must make sense. You cannot sell cheap in a high end or sell too expensive in a space whereby the prices are low and more like bargain. Sorry about that. So how do you know how to position, when and where to position your products? So you do the market research, as I said. You start with the market research, obviously using your price. So with the price market research, you look first at the products that are similar to yours. When I say similar, I don't mean that you do things that you can just copy and go back and do the research, but it's the types of the products that are close to like yours in style and essence. Price, you look at the price range. When I speak about the price range, let's say you are printing t-shirts and you go to specific shops that you believe that these are the shops that I would like to supply, or this is a space whereby I can be able to sell. You look at the prices of the t-shirts. Let's say you find the t-shirt style that you think is your competition, and you find that, okay, this designer is selling it for 400 rands and the other is selling for 450, the other is selling for 500 rands. So you know the price range that actually you are expected to play around. And then you check the quality differences. Checking the quality difference is very important. It's more like not all the t-shirts are done with same quality. For instance, you have to understand the grams of those t-shirts. If you are using them as 100% cotton, There are others that are 150 grams. It means they are a bit lighter, and the other ones that are 250 grams. That will be meaning that they are slightly thicker. You check such things. Are they cotton? Are they mixed with a polyester? Are they are they bamboo or so on? So you have to check those specifications. Even with the printing, how are they printed? Are they hand painted? Are they screen printed or are they digitally printed? Those are the things that you look at. This is just an example I'm making. So, meaning that with your products, you think and look into every product that is competitive to yours and how are they done and what material have been used to do those products. You also look at the branding and the presentation. Obviously, when we do our businesses, what sets us apart will be the branding because and the presentation, because that's what people see first. So the branding and the presentation is very important. How are they branding their products? How is it printed? How is it presented? Is it just hanged on a hanger or is it tied with a ribbon? Such things. And also looking at the color brands, is it of a high end? Is it just something that you think you can find by the side of the road? Branding is also important as well. So understanding your target market as well is very important when you do your market research. You ask yourself key questions. Most of the time when I do the trainings, I will ask people who do you think your target market is? And it's easy for everyone to say everyone. Not everyone, even with the bread, not everyone will eat brown bread. Not everyone will drinks milk. Yes, it's bought by many people, but not everyone drink milk. So you have to understand the market that you are trying to target. So when you do your market research, in these days, all that is easy because we find it on our phone. You can go to Instagram and search for the person that fits your target market. Do the research, check what style do they wear, their age, and you can even estimate their income because sometimes they can be able to show with their lifestyle. Do they travel a lot? Do they go for vacation? What coffee do they drink is very important. Do they check the news first? Even through Instagram, you are able to see that the pattern of their posting and so on. Whatever they are sharing on their social media platforms will help you to understand what kind of a person this is. What do they value? Do they buy cheap things or quality or unique or handmade? How they dress up, how they dress themselves when they are going out is very important. Where do they shop? What brands are they shopping? It's also important. And then, for example, with your price market research, you'll be able to know that if I'm selling to students, it means that my prices have to be low and have some sensitivity. I have to think these are the people that are depending on parents or any stipend or any government funding or bursaries and so on. So your prices mean they have to be slightly low. But what I have noticed with the students, especially the tertiary ones and high school, they don't mind spending for branded clothes. So I don't think we have to be so low with the prices, but they have to be sensible. If you are targeting people with specific professions, those are the people most of the time who like to buy quality and willing to pay more for that, but not all of them, obviously. So it will be a few or half of in your area or wherever you may be who are willing to buy quality products and don't mind paying. Sorry. So with the price, we also look at the value. So with the price, you may be sitting there in your studio doing the products and they may be expensive and you may find that the quality is not so good. So that's another thing that you have to sit down and decide and be reasonable with. People don't buy price. You must bear in mind that people don't buy price. They buy value, especially when we speak about the handmade or products that are mm, mm, homemade, like your creams and so on, because in this presentation, we have to include everyone. And so they buy value. And when it comes to us, they buy the experience and they buy the story a lot. So storytelling is also important. I always encourage people that find a way to tell your story. In your absence, that story can be able to say who you are and why your things are expensive. So swing tags have to be clear, the story has to be precise and sell for you. Even when you sell online, try as much as you can to give them a brief background, try as much as you can to tell your story. And then the quality when it comes to handmade is also important. Quality means having the good material for your products and also the making of the product, the finishing of the product, very important. And the design, is it something that I can see anywhere? Is it something that looks too familiar in my eyes? And will I like to buy it? Why do I want to buy it? So the design is very important as well. Try to be unique and set yourself aside in the market. Yes, everything, there's nothing new under the sun, but try to be unique. And also experience. Sharing your experience is also important. People are able to understand why your product is expensive or is priced in a specific price that you may choose to price it with. So as well, during the price market research, market positioning is also important. Where your product sits in the market is also important. Now you have a beautiful price, you have targeted your customers, you have checked who's selling what in the market, where you want to position yourself, and your product, you believe that it can actually fit within the market that you want to target. So there's an example that I always like to make. In market positioning, we have three main positions: the premium high end, the mid range, the low price, which is simple and accessible. So sometimes you may have all these three within your business, meaning that you may have a product that is very expensive and the products that are mid-priced and the products that are low. So I'm going to try to make an example. I don't know if everyone will just create a scenario. Imagine you are doing embroidered, hand embroidered cushions. Or you are working with head embroidery. So your high end probably can be the quills that will cost about 10,000 rands or 12,000 rands. and they are embroidered, covered fully, and with beautiful colors, and the cotton, your materials are cotton, and probably you're using silk thread or even cotton thread. And your mid range, and then you decide that, okay, with my premium product, obviously I'm not going to sell it every day. It will be a few that will buy it. It's okay to have about 3 up to 10. That will be your limited edition. With a mid range, to balance yourself, you can have cushion covers that are embroidered, and probably they cost about 1,000 rands or 1,005. Many people will buy them, but not all of them will afford. And then you can have small things like purses that are embroidered. And you can also have maybe key holders that are embroidered. But doesn't mean that when you go into these positions, it means that you have to, every time you go to a certain range that has a lower price, you compromise your quality. It will just be that a small purse that obviously will take less materials and will take less time to make. You're just trying to fit in people who will like this quilt but cannot afford, but they will say, at least I'm taking a purse home, or at least I'm taking a cushion cover home. This is an example of having different price ranges, meaning from high, you have a premium range, have a mid range, and have a low priced range. No quality has been lost, no aesthetic has been lost, and no customer has been lost. But at the same time, these three ranges I've listed, they can be in a high-end market. It's just that these are the range that you have chosen, that even if I don't sell my 10,000 quilts, at least I'm collecting the 200 rands of the purses that are priced at a reasonable price. So the other example, now I'm going to focus out of your range. Out of your range, meaning that still in the market, we have premium high end, we have mid range, we have low priced. So with the market that is out of your business, it means that there's high end shops whereby they are very specific of what they choose to put in their shops. And they also look at the prices. For example, I had lampshades that I was actually selling to someone to sell in the shop, and their shop is high end. So my price was slightly lower. And then she came back to me and said, no, 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 no. You need to up your price. Yes, I understand this is your wholesale price. You need to up your price because I'm going to price it this much. So if you find that I'm pricing this much, you may feel that I'm exploiting you. And looking at your products, I believe that they fit very well in a high-end market. I don't know why you're pricing so low. If you know we are masters of costing and pricing, sometimes we are scared to even push up the price. So we need those mentors now and again. So it's okay to have that person backing you up. And then she pushed my prices. So now I'm happy with that, and everyone is gaining. She's high end, meaning that even when I have my products that are low priced, they can still fit within her shop very well. There's no quality compromised or any aesthetic compromise. It means that I can do small bows that are woven and take to her shop and still sell them in a high price. Other people may think is a very expensive price, but because they fit within that market, it will be like that range that is priced lower. I hope you understand. Okay. Still in the market as well, there are shops that we call the mid-range shops. So those are the shops that are saying we are not selling products that are limited. The number is a bit higher and they can restock. Sometimes they may say, okay, bring 10 of your t-shirts. They sell them, they finish because like everyone can afford them. And then they'll say, okay, bring another 10 again. So most of the mid-range, you even see with how their shops are set up. So you can be able to see that actually this is something even I've seen before, even if it's a bit expensive, but I've seen it before. So it means that everyone has it. For example, I'll put the brands like Puma, Nike on mid-range. Yes, they're expensive, but many people can afford them and everyone wants them. So it's not like a limited edition. But also in handmade, like it's just an example, in handmade products, there's also those kind of markets. And then in a low price, that's where now where you find, those markets whereby you find by the most of the time you find them by the side of the road, or you find them in markets where they say, okay, these are the things that are coming from Africa. You see hundreds of key rings, carved, and hundreds of them, and they are selling so cheap. And you find the person next door selling the same thing. You don't know where they are getting them from. You may even think that they are made in China, but you find that they are actually coming from the same, maybe community. They are just making these things because they want to sell and make money. And then they are low price because the competition is high. And the other thing is that it's easy to make them. And they are like, they don't have so much uniqueness in them. So it's just many of these products produce. So there are also shops that are actually accepting those kinds of products. So I'm talking about now the shops themselves, the physical spaces. Those are the examples I'm making. I'm not making the examples of the businesses of how can you actually uh, create that pyramid for your products and still keep the quality from limited edition to mid-range and to low price ranges. Do you have any questions before I proceed? Okay, Tato.
Hi, sis Portia.
Hi,
So I
Tato.
just wanted to know, let's say for instance, um, okay, I have this mid-range, which okay, something I would consider mid-range, right? And now you stock this product sharp, and then you push the price up because now I need to meet the demands of the high end. But then like my product can fall both, but my pricing is a mid-range pricing, right? So how would you know like how much percentage would you have to add? Or is this now one of those where you check the other products within the shop? Like how would you know how much more to add so that so that it makes sense? I don't know if I'm making sense. Like if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Let's say, for example, please don't go offline yet. Don't
Okay.
mute your speaker so that we can have a conversation. Let's say, for example, Tato, you have done these beautiful bags
Mm,
and you have priced them something like 400 rands, and then you want to supply this shop with that's a wholesale price, and you're doing your research within markets that you want to target, which is high end. And then you get there, you do the market research, and you feel like your price is still low. Your wholesale price or ex factory price is still low. It's
Mm.
okay to push it up. It's okay to push it up. It doesn't mean that you have to stick to it. It doesn't mean that when I say you add for ex factory price, you add 10% to 25%. That is a standard percentage, but you can
Mm.
still push it up so that
Oh,
your market, your price is market related. I don't know if you understand.
no, I do get. So it's not like you have to. It's not like there's a set percentage that
No,
you.
that
Okay.
percentage is to say these are the percentages you play around.
Oh, okay. No,
Yes.
I
Yes, you
get it.
can add 25% and you feel that is still low. Like for example, the earrings that I'm producing, um, they take about, don't come to me and ask for discount, please. they they cost by ex factory price sometimes will get to 12 rands per the simplest pair to make.
Mm.
But when other person look at this pair, may feel like, yo, this is intricate, you know.
Mm.
So because I want them to be in a certain market position, I cannot stay in the 12 rands. It will
Mm.
look like the low price will feel like, yo, even the person I'm trying to sell to will feel a bit skeptical. So
Mm.
hence we have to make sure that you understand the market, you understand your target market. So this is how much they are willing to pay. You push up the price.
Okay.
You rather make lots of profit and have
Then
lower cost. So it's
yeah.
okay. You can even push it up to 200%. It's okay being an effective price because your costs are lower. Your material cost is low. Your overheads are low. Your labor is low. So
Mm.
you have that opportunity to play with the profit, push it up
Mm.
to a
Okay.
point whereby you meet the market.
Okay.
It makes sense for the market. Okay.
Yeah, no, I get it. Thank you, Sis Portia.
All right. Thank you, Tato. Uh, okay. Okay, we'll move to the next. I hope we are clear with the question and answers. All right. So the biggest warning is that don't price high without value. So if you price high without value, you'll be out of the market quickly. Um, the saddest thing I've seen in the markets that we do every weekend, you'll find that a person is given this beautiful space, but the products are like, I understand that we want money. I understand that the most important thing for us to sell is to have income and have sustainable business. But if you have products that are not well finished, and also if you have a very low quality materials, don't push your price high because obviously it's cheap. So don't make that mistake. And don't price your products too low as well. That may cost you customers. As I said, that doing a market research, you do your costing and pricing, you do the market research is very important so that you'll be able to know your market positioning, and also you'll be able to know how much your customers are willing to pay for a specific product. So that's very important. Remember, when you are pricing too low with no value, people will just pass you by and say, ah, this one is crazy. And then if you price too low as well and with good products, people may feel skeptical even if they see that this is actually good. This is beautiful, but why is it priced so low? People will ask themselves why. Remember, people are paying for value, not the price. So, and the other common mistakes that we do most of the time, not me, I've seen many, and I'm always advocating for that. Copying competitors blindly. Copying competitors blindly. Like we go out there because we are losing inspiration or we have a mind block and just take a design and sit down and do it. Ignoring your target market. Knowing your target market helps a lot. You have to know who is your target market. Otherwise, there's no point in you making a business. If you're saying everyone, it's not going to help you. Not everyone wear skinny jeans. Not everyone wear baggy jeans. You understand. So you have to be able to target your market and do a research. As I've said that um, you can use Instagram, you can use Facebook. You just identify the person that you wish to sell to and do a proper research. Then you know how to price. Then you know what style they wear and what your range should look like. Then you know your market position. So don't pricing with emotions. Most of the time, I always preach this. Take the emotions out and just price your product. Doing your costing and pricing and being realistic with what you spend on your product is important, and also adding those profits, and do your market research and understand, all those things. Understand your customers, what they want, what they are willing to pay with no emotions attached to it. Remember that we are doing for our customers, not for us. Yes, we do the things that we love, but let's not be so attached to them, because that's when we price with emotions. Sometimes we price with the emotions, pricing too high because we feel like, it's handmade, so I made it so special, and we price it so crazily high. And sometimes we price too low. We feel like, I wonder if they'll pay. I'm not sure. You feel sorry and so on. So let's remove the emotions. Not adjusting to the market is another mistake that we do. If you feel that your price, let's say you have done the costing and pricing and your product is high in price, still is not able to meet your market, and you push it low to a point that you feel like you're not making enough profit, it's okay to let go of that product. It means that it's not like meeting the market and it's costing you too much money to make. Instead of just sitting with it, just do one product or two and test. If it's not working, it's too expensive and you cannot push the price any lower, you are losing your cost. It's okay to leave the market. Don't put it in the market. Start all over again, even if it means that you redesign and eliminate other materials. It's okay, but don't lose the uniqueness of that product, the aesthetic actually of the product. And as I say, sometimes your pricing may end up being too low for the market. It's okay to push it up. Add that profit. It's okay. It's nice to just have a chunk of profit and having low costs. It's okay. So after you've done all that research, you define your customers, who are your competitors and why. if you are still new in a business or have not defined your market, where would you position your products within the market and why? So these are the most important things that you have to ask yourself. But then, as we are here, I would love to hear from you, like just give us a brief background how you have came about to reaching your target market and define them to us, which is great. I'd love to listen to stories and hear what other people are doing. I know there are people who are already in a business, so I just want to get a sense of, have you defined your target market? Do you have any difficulties in defining them? And let's have an open conversation. Anyone? Yes, Tato. Tato, I think you need to unmute yourself.
Oh yes, yes, here I am. Sorry about that. Sorry to ask again, but I just wanted to ask Mrs. Posha.
Yeah,
Like I thought I was at a specific. You see, so I make clothes. Okay, so let me just explain because it's not everybody who knows. I make clothing and accessories for women, but I've always considered myself a plus size fashion designer, right?
yeah.
And then so because I am still small scale, I have I feel like I don't have anybody who I can compare myself with. Do you understand? Like I can't place myself. Like if I look at all the other plus size brands around me, they're kind of big. One understand that. So I wouldn't necessarily know where exactly do I fall. Do some of the clothes may be similar, styles obviously, but would I still say these people are my competitors, even though I'm way tinier and this one maybe even has two stores? Do you understand? Like how do you know exactly like what makes a person like your competitor really? Like say you have we make similar stuff, but you have 200 customers, just an example, in a month, and I have 20. Does it still, can I still say yes, we are competitors just because we're doing the same thing? Or like what defines a person being a competitor? Because it's the one thing that's always um bothered me, the fact that I don't necessarily fall anywhere because everybody else is really bigger than me in terms of um resources and everything else, even though some of the clothes and the pricing may be the same.
Okay. Um, Tato, the first thing will be that price you already have, as you're saying, in the style that you're doing. You are already competing with them. You are already competing with them in a sense that you want their customers because they
Mm,
do the same style. You do the same style as them. They do the same style as yours. They
mm,
started at 20, like they started on 20 as well until they reach that customer base. So, like for example, with me, with my jewelry, I always compare myself with Pichuluk. I don't know if anyone knows Pichuluk. Pichuluk is a high-end designer based in Cape Town. I use telephone wire. They use ropes, and their earrings. Um, their earrings are priced from 900 to 2,000 rands.
mm,
Yes, mine and mine are still priced from 90 rands to 280, the highest. But I always say I'm competing with that because of the style. I believe that their customers can still wear my jewelry. But
Mm.
then I need to adjust the presentation and the branding and also the positioning very well so that I can be able to say, really, they are my customers. I don't know if you understand.
No, I get you.
Yes. So even with yourself, I like to push myself, find that customer, find that competition that is higher than you, and say, this is where I want to be. I'm competing with this person. I want to take the customers, or I want the hair customers to come to me as well and buy from me. So you
Okay.
check how they package, how they present their products, their branding as well. Are you your branding positioning, is it also meeting with theirs to say, okay, I can be the next door neighbor and make sense in the space where they are selling?
Mm.
Are you already in that position with your branding? Because it's not only the style and the pricing, but it's
Mm.
also the branding, how you present your product is also important.
Okay.
So
Right.
there are things that you have to work on until you get their 200 customers as well, and have a fair share of their 200 customers.
Fact remains they are still my competitors,
Ye-
irrespective of how small or how big.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm good.
All right.
You.
Does anyone have a question or anything to share? I have a list of people with few businesses, and I'm going to ask questions. We are going to have a nice conversation with them because I would like even the ones who are starting their businesses to understand what is happening out there. So I'll put people on a pedestal because they are doing so great. I think they are on their way to the greatness. Never would you like to share something from your business about anything, the branding, your target market, and your competition, who they are?
All right. Yes. There's actually somebody that I'm trying to emulate in the sense of how great they are in my eyes. So I'm a craft jeweler. I'm big with upcycling. So I've recently started realized some growth within my department or industry. So I offer workshops now to both kids and adults. So in terms of my target market and my competitors, with this, my competitor or somebody who I would like to emulate is Play Africa. Those guys are doing great. I see them everywhere, and they are in the spaces where I'd like to be at. So currently, I'm working alone and hire out, or at least give other crafters an opportunity to come do workshops with me with my workshop. So I'll give lessons to a crafter so that they can help me manage the crowd that I'll be doing the workshop for.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a little bit about the new business that I'm in, and I'm struggling a bit because um, what I'm struggling with actually is getting everyone to actually participate. Like, so now I'm facing the challenge of hosting and calling clientele to come visit or to come attend my workshop. Usually, I would be called to run a workshop, so I wouldn't have to actually go do the marketing to get clients to register or sign up for the workshop.
Okay.
So now I'm finding it difficult to do that. So that's where I'm at. That's the challenge that I'm facing. And I wonder how Play Africa is doing it right.
Okay. So, first of all, the workshop that you are running, who is it targeted to?
It's it's both kids and adults.
Okay. So your when you deliver this
Kids,
workshop,
let me say kids, children from the ages of uh 5 to 14. In fact, not just 14, all the way through to 18, and then adults so on until 65, or anybody who would want to go on to learn how to make something new. Old dogs and new tricks. Yeah.
mhm. Okay. So just a little bit about Play Africa. Play Africa, I think they have been targeting kids for a very long time. It's all about kids, play, creative, and also therapy through play. So
Mm,
they have positioned themselves and branded themselves as such. So uh, it will all be about, you have to ask yourself why kids, why adults? And then once you have those answers, you'll be able to even create the banner that makes sense for whatever you are trying to do. Because sometimes you may say, bring your child for a workshop to do um, flowers or plastic flowers from recycled bottles. So parents will ask themselves, why? What are they benefiting from that? You understand? So you have to push out and tell the story of the why, make it rich. It's more like you make it your manipulator. It's not manipulation in a bad way, but manipulating the brain to say, actually, this is beneficial for me as the person who will join the workshop. So start with the why, and remember that you have to build the reputation. So don't give up as yet. You have to build the reputation in every business. You start small and then you grow gradually, and also your why will keep on changing. You will keep on changing and you keep on growing, and also like you start now, even with branding, it changes now and again. I don't know how many times I've changed the logo, I've changing the aesthetic. Sometimes I'll go back to my Instagram and say, yo, it looks like a spaza shop. Let me just delete these posts and make it make sense. So that I'll have more people following. I'll have those clients I'm looking for. So it's the same. Your why is the very important part of your workshops. You have to ask yourself, why am I doing them? And how do I sell this why to them? Let it not be come join workshop, fine, and that's it. But make it like make sense. Why do you want them to join? Because remember that we are selling not price, we sell the value. The value of that workshop has to be the core part of you explaining why people should join the workshops. I don't know if I'm clear or
you are clear. What I'm getting is explain the value.
yes.
Just explain the value, and it'll give you the reasoning behind why should people actually attend,
Yeah.
and
Like,
the reasoning. This why also gives reasoning towards um why Play Africa is doing Play Africa the way it is.
mm.
You know,
And build
I understand.
reputation. Build
Mm, mm.
reputation. It's very important. Tato, Tato,
Oh, sorry to disturb again. I was saying also with Play Africa, one thing I realized with them is they are heavy into collaborations. So
Mm,
they check karaoke like services sarona. Where is it gonna be? Where there's gonna be kids around, where there's gonna be parents who have stuff that they need to do. And they also need people who be taking care of the kids, not to say they are that babysitting situation, but they position themselves where they know okay, definitely here there's gonna be parents and there's gonna be kids. That's how the trust comes about, because now we're seeing them all the time, all the time, all the time. That's how they build their trust. It's all about the collaboration.
okay. Yes, definitely. Like, for example, I'm just giving you an idea. You can put up a team together and then approach even places like, because now what's the Teben Art Fair has changed the service provider that is running the kids area. You can propose something to them. You can bring something fun even to start that trade show for the kids. Just having a team of 10 and say, we would like to do workshop for the kids. This is what we offer, writing all that you do, and your why is very important. And propose to them. That's the kind of collaboration we want to do. And also look for spaces like where there's huge, big markets that are taking maybe probably 3 days, like your um, the Christmas market in Parkview as well. And also, those long 3 days markets, you can propose such things. You can search online, where can I offer this service, and propose to them. Yeah. So collaborations are also important as well. And then for the adults, you can check the spaces where they are having, Runa Basadi, we like these talks, upgrade yourself and so on. There's many of those things. And those people really like to do the workshops of handmade because they are bored out of their head working in cooperate spaces. And also approaching the big firms, or it can be a law firm or so on, and say, during your Christmas, I can offer a service of doing that, create your wearable jewelry. Let it be your Christmas event. I can offer this. So those are just few ideas. Okay,
Awesome. Awesome.
great. So let me see if I can call out somebody with a slightly different business who would like to share a bit of information about their business. Um, I don't know. Elizabeth, will you like to share a bit about your business, if you have started any, or
Hi
anything?
everyone.
Hello.
Uh, Liz Njoroge is my name. I'm a fashion designer based in Kenya.
Okay.
And I specialize in African themed unique pieces.
Okay. And how is it going on your side of your business? Is there any challenges, and how do you define your customers? Are you sure about your market positioning? Is it fine, or you still need to refine it?
I'm in the process of refining. I've been in business for close to 20 years.
We
So
are
I
all,
normally, I'm always laughing at myself because I normally say I've been in business for 20 years, But so far, I am doing business for the past 5 years. So wasted 15 years, but it's not really wasted. I was in class studying to be able to be perfect in my 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do high end African themed outfits, high end, I have high end clients. But high end clients, it's not sustainable because you cannot be able to pay everyday bills with one or two or three clients. So apart from that, I have a ready to wear line
Okay.
that I've just launched and it's doing well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you are actually getting there. Remember that pyramid I shared of high end range, the mid range as well. So I
Mm.
think for you, your high end will be those uniquely made products, as you say, that is difficult and it just pays the bills. And then your mid range, that's when you bring in everyday wear. Yes, it's unique. Yes, is it priced? Your price is. Are you happy with your price of ready to wear products?
I wouldn't say I'm really happy with it. The only thing is, just as you said, you look at the market and then you look at what everybody else is selling and then you look at what is reasonably priced. I've been forced to do the reasonably priced, but now what I did was I kind of got, before I had expensive, unique fabrics and tried to sell them and it wasn't working. So I got the cheaper option and so far, so good.
Okay, so your clients are still happy.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, my unique selling point is we really value our customer. When I say we value our customer, is one of our key goals in my business is customer experience. And the second one is we give you quality.
Okay.
So our stitching is top-notch quality.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
even though sometimes you had to compromise and actually go for slightly lower materials, but
Mm.
you're still keeping the static of that quality.
Yes. So we realized we had a lot of clients who are inquiring. They want outfits, they want the quality that we have, but they cannot afford to pay you top dollar. So that's
Yeah.
how we came up with the ready to wear line. And one thing that has made us unique is most of the people who do the ready to wear lines, because it is cheap, they give you bad quality. So for us, we value good quality, but fairly priced.
Okay, that's great. And that is actually beautiful. Thank you, Elizabeth, for sharing. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
mm, Ezekiel, would you like to share your fine art space experience?
Good evening, everyone.
Good
My name
evening.
is my name is Ezekiel from Nigeria. Um, I've learned a lot from here, and I think one thing I will hold on to is that don't charge much if you don't have value. Like I'm just paraphrasing, that's not the exact word.
Okay.
Um, my business here is I charge based on my clients. I don't really have um a specific price. Although I try as much as possible not to run at loss. So I have the least I can charge, but if my client is someone that can afford more, because I deal with luxury, I think anything art is luxury. I don't know if my concept is correct. Uh, so I charge based on my client's strength. I can charge, let's say I'm doing a work of 12 by 15 inches for um 30,000, which is roughly $20.
Okay.
If I have a client that I know will not value my work if I tell him that price, I might charge that client up to um like $40, which is roughly 65 to 70,000 naira. My my business, I don't know if I should call it a business. I don't know if it's a business. Um, I don't have a specific um how will I put it? Um, sorry, I'm not really myself this evening.
No
Let me
problem.
just stop there. Yeah, let me stop there. Thank you.
So it's more like you don't have standard prices, but it depends on your clients what they can be able to afford.
Yes, although I have a standard price that I just give to, like, if I don't know the person, if we just meet online, I have a standard price. But here in Nigeria, any price we will tell someone, they will bargain, and sometimes they even bargain less than um what I'll get profit for. So most of the time, I just overprice so that no matter how we bargain, I will not run at loss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's the strategy you are using. So
Yes.
I understand that Ezekiel is doing fine arts. So um that's a very difficult um it's a very difficult sector. Fine arts, it's not easy to price it, and I've done my research through people, and I've done research even online, and I've also checked with the artists internationally. So in most cases, we find that fine arts people are always bargaining. Obviously, they will say no, I don't want to pay this price, and so on. But having standard price, what I've learned from the other artists is that when you have the standard price, it actually helps you leverage your business to a sense that if you say, okay, I'm using a paint of this much, or I'm using charcoal of this much, and this is a paper, this kind of a rim, and this is how much it's cost, knowing the cost behind before you even start doing whatever a person may be asking you. Having those prices already actually helps you to know how far you can charge. And then there is also experience with fine arts, there's also experience, there's also identity is very important, because once you are known, that when it means now your price can be slightly higher. And then while you're still in a mid level, is like a so-so. So people will always want to bargain, but it's more like in a fine art space, it's more like uh, building reputation and so on. But I have a workshop that I'm working on about the fun arts and the business side of it. So it's going to focus mainly on fine arts, which I would run soon. And then, yeah, I will invite the people who are doing fine arts, because it's a different type of a business. But the most important thing is that understanding your pricing, understanding your cost, understanding the materials that you buy, how much are they eating you up. If you are painting on a canvas that is huge, like above a what A2 size or A1 size, or even above that, you have to understand those costs first before you can even think about the price, the experience, and all that. So we'll do that in upcoming workshops. soon, inshallah, I will share. I saw your hand, Awa. Awa, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Talking about experiences and the line of business, um, I want to talk about my photography experience. I'm actually a photographer, like I'm into many businesses. So I'll talk about photography. You
Okay.
know, in photography, just like the art industry, you you can't really price your services. You just like over here in Nigeria, what we do is this. You have high end clients and immediately you then tell yourself this is the price I'll give them. Because most of these high end clients, if you underprice your services, they'll weigh you as you're not actually giving them the best. That's their mentality over here. So what we do, even if your cost of production and everything is it's 20,000 naira, you can actually have uh, like 1,000% profit on it. That's like you saying, okay, 120,000 naira is what I'm selling this for, and they are going to buy it because they want to actually brag about classiness. You get the thing that now weighs the taste of quality, which that is not how it should be done, but that's where we find ourselves. So if we have clients that we see them as average clients, we just give them the price for average clients. That is the problem we actually facing here in Nigeria. Most of them, if you see them, what you need to do is weigh them. You have to just weigh them before you give them price. Because your fixed price can actually chase away some of your clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I would really love to do a case study of how the Nigerian customers consume their things. It sounds like there's a lot of bargaining and also what I've been calling the look at my shoe customer. The reason why I'm saying look at my shoe customer is because in early 2000s, when I was still big on attending the weekend markets, I used to notice that there were people who say, no, you don't need to put the price on your products. You just have to check the shoes, you know, check the shoe range, and then you price according to what they are wearing. And sometimes they could be wrong because you may find that person with the cheapest shoe may be the one with money. You know, they just or the funny shoe, I must say, with the unbranded leather shoe, you may mistaken that this one is just wearing any shoe, whereas you may find that that will be the person with money. So I call them look at my shoes customers. I would like to do a case study. I hope Awal will help me with that. And I'll also
No
do my
problem,
own
no
research
problems. You're highly
and
welcome.
interviews. Yes, and interviews probably when we do um a rectangular table, because I'll be having the rectangular table. The reason why I'm calling them rectangular tables, uh, that's when we'll be having an open conversation and looking at the businesses and the challenges that we have, and actually bringing also our experiences and see how we can grow, collaborate, and work together. Okay, Vicky, would you like to say something? Hi, Vicky. Hello, Vicky. Okay. All right. So if there's anyone else who would like to share or ask a question, the table's still open and then we'll be closing soon. Hi, Vicky. Do you want to still say something?
Probably it's the network from her side, I guess.
I think it could be the network. All right. I think we've covered a lot today.
Good evening now.
In continuation. Yes? Yes. Yes, we can hear you. Hello, Vicky. I think you have a network problem. Do you perhaps want to write on chat box? Hi, Vicky.
Good
Okay.
evening. My network is not friendly at all.
Oh, I think your network is a problem, but I'm not sure if you can be able to hear us.
I can hear very well, but my network is
Okay. Do you want to say something?
bad.
Okay. So let me just continue with the slide. Your price must match your market, your customer, and your value as we have discussed. So that's the important part. So tonight has been the great conversation. Having you lovely people is so great. Vicky, do you still want to say something? All right. So next time we will the workshop that will follow, we'll be looking at the product development. Yes, we have done the costing and pricing, and we have done the first workshops that we have. We were looking at starting your own business in a shoestring budget. So we'll be looking at the product development, how to meet up with the market related range, whereby you can make sense in the market. You're not just creating your product just because they are beautiful, but actually talking to your customers and so on. And we're looking at the trend report as well for 2027. So I'm looking forward to seeing you, but we'll share the date, and I hope that people will join as well. And yes, and remember that these workshops that we are running, they are for to raise funds for the children and mothers in Africa. So if you still want to continue to donate, you are welcome, and we'll also be sharing as well on our platforms what we will be doing with the money that we are fundraising and who we'll be working with. So thank you for attending. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. Instagram, Peace Motion Alliance, one word, all lowercase, and also Facebook, Peace Motion Alliance, all individual words. And we also have a YouTube channel that would like you to subscribe on. So everything, every workshop that we are running here is all loaded onto the YouTube, and I will share the links later. For any questions that you may have, maybe after the workshops or anytime during the week, don't mind messaging me privately. My number, I will write it now on the chat box, and then you are welcome to contact me anytime. 468. Okay. So thank you everyone. Good night. Have a good rest. And we're starting a Monday with great energy.
Good evening. Good evening. Bye.
Good night.
Okay. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Mom, what is that? You're going to stay with Dad. No, stay with Mommy.